Got goosebumps listening to this record on YouTube just a few minutes ago. I love the shuffle beat, the reggae beat. This was a pretty good remake, a nice remake. Appropriately enough, Jimmy Cliff redoing a Johnny Nash record. A reggae record by Johnny Nash, I could see clearly. Johnny Nash wrote his version, came out with it late summer of 1972. And he recorded that song with a reggae band in England, in London. It was called Fabulous Five Incorporated, and he arranged that song himself, Johnny Nash. So we got Jimmy Cliff redoing the song 20 years later. I remember Jimmy Cliff's first hit record. Yes, I do. Wonderful World, Beautiful People. Back in 1969. Reggae started to take off just a little bit here in the States in 1969. You might remember Desmond Decker's The Israelites. Around the summer of 1969, it was a big record here, but not as big as it was in England. I think that song went to #1 in England. Reggae was huge in England. Much bigger in England probably than it was over here in the States. Jimmy Cliff only had two hits, two massive hits here in the States. That was one for World Beautiful People, and then we got I Can See Clearly in 1993. But he's come up with some, if you're a Jimmy Cliff fan, a reggae fan, you're probably familiar with Many Rivers to Cross, covered by John Lennon, Harry Nilsson. Who else covered that record? UB40, Joe Cocker, Vietnam. Remember Vietnam? One of the ultimate protest records, anti-war records, about a friend of his who moved to the States. Jimmy Cliff's friend moved to the States, and dadgummit, he was drafted, sent to Vietnam, came back a changed man. Bob Dylan called it the best protest song. Fantastic record, Vietnam, classic. Wished it made top 40 here in the States. Perfect protest record. Jimmy Cliff, around 1970. Well, let's jump it up to 1993. I can see clearly his version from a movie, a sports comedy movie called Cool Runnings. One of the stars of that movie, John Candy. The budget, and I got this stat from well online. The budget of this movie was $14 million. It cost about $14 million to make this movie. The gross, the box office gross, 155, close to $155 million. Boy, it must have been a big movie. It looks like it paid for itself about 1 million times over. Literally, the movie the movie Cool Runnings, featuring the song I Could See Clearly by Jimmy Cliff. Vietnam, there's something else about Vietnam, the song Vietnam. I came across this piece of information a few minutes ago. Paul Simon based a mother and child reunion. I guess probably rhythm-wise, he based it on Vietnam. Inspired by the song Vietnam to write Mother and Child Reunion. Very influential guy. Well, I mispronounced the word influential. I still mispronounced the word, but you get the important. A legend, Jimmy Cliff, making his debut at number 39 with I Could See Clearly. His version went to number 18 on Billboard's Hot 100.